Hi, I'm Tim from EcoQue, and we're here in our testing area today to assemble one of our artisan wood ovens, and we've got some very important tips for you that will hopefully make the assembly process a lot easier for you. First of all, this is a heavy unit. You do not want to move any of this by yourself. The bottom crate is 450 pounds. The top box, depending on what you got for accessories with your unit, runs about 105 to 125 pounds. So do not take this box down without some help. You can unload it in place. You can take the top off and unload it up there from a stepladder, but I believe it's probably the easiest thing to do is to get a friend to help you, lower it down to the ground, and you can unload it from there. Once you've got the box down on the ground, you need to carefully open it up and remove everything from the carton. Please be careful with the utility knife because there are a couple of covers in this, and you don't want to cut the covers when you're taking the packaging out. So very carefully just pop the tape on the corners, remove the packaging from the middle, and that'll allow you to empty everything out and spread it out on a table. It's a great idea to have at least a 6 or an 8 foot table to lay all the parts out on so you can count on everything and make sure you've got everything there and you have everything laid out and organized when you go to assemble. I like this table. It's up at regular countertop height that makes it a little bit easier to assemble, but a regular folding table works just fine as well. First thing we're going to do is assemble a base cart, because when you take the main frame of the oven out, you're going to want to lift it up and put it onto the base cart. The base cart's assembled with 32 screws and 8 bolts. We have a nice quick lock system in there that makes it pretty easy to assemble. So we're just going to go ahead and lay all the parts for that out now, open the packaging, get everything organized, and assemble it. The way I like to do this is to assemble the top frame and the legs together. You'll notice the numbers 1 are on the front and the numbers 3 are on the back. 3 is for the fixed wheel side of the cart, and the numbers 1 on the front are for the rotating pivoting wheels. So you'll also notice that there's a number right on here, and this is the number 1 leg, so this goes on the front. So what we want to do is just take one of the screws and line that leg up just like this. We have a very nice pallet system in here, and it makes it really easy to assemble these. Once you've got one lined up, you just line the rest of the screws up, making sure that you don't tighten them too much at this point. Just leave everything loose. I also like to have a pan or cookie sheet just to dump the parts into. You can use one of the pans that comes with the oven as well. They're packaged inside these boxes here. But that way, if you dump all the hardware in there, you can kind of sort it out and organize it. So we're just going to go ahead and put all 4 of these legs on. Again, the number 1 legs are on the front, and the number 3 legs with the lower section on the bottom are for the back. So all the screws are on here. They've just been finger tightened. We're now going to put the wheels on the bottom shelf of the base cart. So we're going to just move this out of the way for now, and once we get the wheels on, it'll make it really easy to assemble this onto the base. Remember again that the base has the corresponding numbers 1 and 3. 3 go to the back, 1 goes to the front. We're going to just take this, we're going to flip it over, and on the number 1 side, you get the wheels, the big heavy duty wheels with a brake, and on the back side is where the fixed wheels go, and obviously you aim them front to back. Now the way you attach these wheels is you line them up so that they're square. Then And we're going to use these big bolts with a washer and also a lock washer. So you take the bolt, take the lock washer, then take a washer, and just line them up on these holes. And again, what you want to do first is just finger tighten these when you put them on, so that everything gets lined up really well. And then once they're all in place, my recommendation is you can use a wrench, you can use an adjustable wrench. My recommendation is to use a socket wrench with a 14mm socket on the end and a big long arm, because that's going to make it really easy to tighten these up. Okay, now all 4 wheels are in place. They've just been finger tightened. So what you want to do is go around, square up the stamping to make sure it lines up, and then just take your ratchet set and just tighten them all up. You can see why it's nice to have that longer extension on this, because it gets it above the wheels. Gets it up closer to you so that it's a little bit easier to assemble. Remember, just to give that a check and make sure they're squared up. They don't have to be perfect, but it's especially important on the back ones because you want the cart to track straight front and back. The wheels we use on here are really heavy-duty, 500-pound capacity wheels per wheel. So this cart can take a real beating. It's still nice to have a flat, level, hard surface to roll it on. Make sure you tighten these down really good. You got lock washers in there that'll lock everything up for you. Okay, the bottom cart shelf has the wheels already assembled on it at this point. So just flip it over, set it on the table, and this is a good chance to take a look at the brake system. Right now it's set on off, so the wheels move around. But when you step on it to the on position, that locks that wheel in place. So you just lock it in place. Now that's going to sit on the table pretty good so you can finish the assembly. So what we're going to do now is, remembering that number 3 goes to the back, is we're just going to set this on here like this. Line up the screw holes, and again, finger tighten all the screws. And then we'll lock everything down once everything's in place. The reason it's a good idea to finger tighten these is these screws should go in very easily into these holes. They should go on just like that. If you try to use a power tool to start with, you run the risk of stripping out the threads inside there, and that's going to cause a real problem. So just go ahead and finger tighten them all. You can see how easy they're going in because we didn't tighten anything up top yet. So it lines everything up really nice. Okay, now we've got this all finger tightened on here. And we're going to want to take a drill or a screwdriver, obviously, and just finish tightening them. This is on a real low torque setting, so we do not want to over tighten these and strip them. So basically this is going to just kick in, and just when it's tight, it stops. So we're just going to go around and do them all. Okay, that's the assembly on the cart, so we're just going to pick this up and get it out of the way, and the next step is to unload everything in the oven. Thank you for watching this video on Generation 2 of the EcoQue wood-fired oven and smoker. It's just one of a growing series of videos on our Generation 2 ovens. You'll find all of our videos on the EcoQue YouTube channel at youtube.com/user/EcoQue. We hope all these videos will help you enjoy using your new oven.